All right, everybody. What is up? What is up? Welcome to another episode of The Eight. Today we have a special guest with us. We have, Stephany, Steph? I've been going by Stephany the whole
I
time.
thought he didn't even know my name. He's like, who are you?
Yeah. No.
My name is Stephany. I'm Stephany Cortez. You guys can call me Steph.
I can call you Steph.
Yeah, you can call me Steph.
If you want to push the arm in on the mic, like go all the way in, yeah.
Like this?
And then just make sure that mic is like, yeah, there we go.
She's
All right,
up in my face.
great. So we got Steph in the building today. For the people that don't know, Steph, she has her own podcast called Self Conchas, which I love the name. I think it's very creative.
Thank you.
For people that don't know, conchas, Mexican bread, but it's like self conchas. It's like self-conscious. I like it. But yeah, you've been out for a minute. First off, actually, we usually start off, me and Foss, we go over our week. Any activities that you want to share with people, you can let them know. I don't really have actually much to say. I mean, I just came back from like having my daughter's birthday party, which I talked about in the last episode. And I don't know. I think I'm just in between trying to figure out if I'm going to do any Halloween activities or not. That's where I'm at.
Oh.
I don't mind partying.
Uh-huh.
I just hate having to get a costume ready.
Oh, you don't want to go to a Halloween party.
I want to go to a Halloween party. I don't want to get dressed up for a Halloween party.
Oh, I thought you were like planning for your daughter to go to Halloween.
No. My bad. So last week was her birthday party. Now switch, and then it's like this week I just have like Halloween parties that I might go to, but
You don't want to dress up?
I don't.
Just do like a basic costume.
Well, see, that's what because I always usually do a basic costume. What I like to do, this sounds really lame, but like I like to dress up as a character or something, but that I can like wear the normal clothing after. Like I could probably rock the hoodie or like the little whatever it is. I can wear it and I can use it later on.
You could be a vampire.
I could do that. There's a lot. There's a lot of basic.
But,
I feel like the basic ones are like. I didn't think about that.
Vampire.
I didn't think about that. Vampire or a cat. I think it'd be weird if I was a cat.
You could come as a princess.
That'd be pretty. I can see myself doing that.
Or you know what would be cool? There's like onesies.
Yeah.
You can just wear a onesie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually, if it's basic and it's last minute and I don't care, I'll just do cholo, and then that's.
Oh
I feel like that's the
God.
easiest one. Just get a fucking flannel, some Dickies, and some big white socks, and you're good.
I saw a TikTok with girls like wanting to wear flannel, and like it's hard because we don't look like the cute fall aesthetic. We look like
Cholitas, yeah.
But
That
you
is
guys should
funny.
wear the flannels if you want to.
Yeah. Wherever you want. Rock it. Be you. But yeah, that's all that I have pretty much going. I don't know. Did you have anything to share? Have you done anything recently? Or
Well, I was telling Javi I went to Five Nights at Freddy's.
yeah.
It was lame. It's a PG-13 movie, so you're not gonna get all the blood and gore you usually want from a scary movie. But as an adult, I give it a 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that's a little too generous.
Actually, let's see. I'm actually curious to see exactly what it is that it's being scored at.
But if I were like a kid, I think I might have actually liked it, and it wouldn't have even been a scary movie.
Yeah, I didn't think about. It's crazy because the thing is, like, I think Freddy's, this game's been out for a minute, no?
Yeah, but nobody's really played it. Like,
Yeah.
Which I was kind of annoyed because I'm like, the movie should have been tailored for the adult audience.
Yeah.
We're the ones who played it.
Yeah,
These kids don't know anything about that game.
exactly.
Why is it PG-13?
That's what I was going to go with. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. They probably thought it just because it's still a kid's game that they should go towards that audience. But yeah, I mean, you're not too far. I mean, they graded it at a 5.7 out of 10. Well, it's out of 10, though. So
That's basically a 2 out of 5.
yeah. Yeah, well.
They got the wrong audience. That's what it was.
Yeah. Or who knows? Maybe they're trying to come back.
Not like that.
Maybe they're trying to have the little kids like it, and then they'll,
Play the game and then get scared and be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is this?
This is
not
scarier
like
than the movie." Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then other than that, have you anything recent?
No, I do have a Halloween house party today, and
You already have your costume ready for that?
yeah.
What are you gonna be?
So my friend is throwing like it's a villains and heroes theme
Yeah.
party. and my sisters are going with me, so we're going as the Powerpuff Girls.
That's tight. I think that's making a comeback. I've seen a couple people wearing that.
Yeah. I've been seeing really cool costumes, like the girls be pulling off really good old costumes. Like, I've been seeing a lot of Shrek and Fiona costumes, Shrek in general, like, costumes.
Yeah.
Nacho Libre costumes.
I've seen a couple of those. Those are pretty funny.
Yeah. And I was like, ooh, so we're going, like, doing what we want sort of costumes, not sexy.
I like that. Yeah, I think that actually, I didn't think about that, but yeah, that is true. Although I have seen a couple, sexy Powerpuff Girls out there. Like, I mean, and there's nothing wrong, if you want to be sexy, that's cool. But I respect just going OG too, just doing things you want to do and keeping it, I don't know, PG-13 maybe,
Yeah, I definitely enjoy the funnier costumes more than I enjoy the sexy costumes. That doesn't mean, again, you shouldn't wear it.
Yeah.
If you want, but it's just
to each their own.
Yeah, it's really nice. I've been really liking the costumes that people are coming up with this year.
I actually saw TikTok this morning. I thought it was funny. There was like a group of kids that were going to a party, or they were actually probably just like getting candies or whatever. But it was funny because they were all dressed up like tamales. But it's funny because I don't know what they were wearing over, but they were literally like a whole tamale, and it was like wrapped up in, like, how they have like that dry leaf or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was some kids that were like dressed up like as the other ones, the ones that are like the banana, the wet ones, like the green ones. You know what I'm talking about? And it just looked funny because it was like this lady just had like a couple kids, and all her kids were little tamales. And then the last kid at the end was like a fucking what's a olla called?
Like a.
How do you say olla in English? I only know it by.
Like a pot.
Yeah, it probably is. Huh? Let me see. I didn't even know how to spell olla.
OLLA, I think.
Yeah. OLLA.
Yeah.
Yeah, never.
In Spanish?
Did I? Oh, my bad. Wait, no.
You have a French and English translation, bruh. Change it to Spanish.
Oh, okay. I got you. Cooking pot. So you're right. Hit the first one. Actually, no, the second one. Oh, no, never mind. It was the first one.
That was for him.
That was for me. Hit it again so it stops. Those guys go for a minute. There you go. But yeah, no, I mean, creative, let us know, what do you think is the most creative costume out there? If you've done something creative, put it out there. Let us know what you've done. Send us pictures on Instagram or something,
Or tag us.
Tag us, yeah, tag us.
That'd be fun.
All right. Well, I mean, I hope you guys do you drink at all?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, socially. I'm not excessive.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta know your limits, guys.
Yeah, that's me. I do drink excessively.
You do?
Yeah, usually I drink on the podcast, but I'm not drinking today.
It's really early.
Yeah. But I mean, even then.
You still would do it?
I mean, I'll drink but it's not like to get drunk, but I'll drink one. But it's like a seltzer. I'll drink like a hard seltzer. Yesterday, we were doing it and we got pretty lit. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of socially. It's not like I'm just drinking out of nowhere. But
I would do a mimosa.
A mimosa? Yeah, I've done that before. Mimosas have been clean. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just, so you said you're going with your sisters. Are they like older than you or younger?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest?
Yeah. My other sister, one of my sisters is a year younger than me, and then my little sister is 9 years younger than me.
Oh, wow. Oh, I have a brother. He's like 10 years younger than me.
It's always like that in the Latino families.
True.
There's always like a big age gap.
True. Yeah. I mean, my other two are like the same. Like, well, it's like 3-3, and then this dude's like, he should have been like 9 years. I mean, I guess it still would have been fine, but 10. I think the extra years makes a difference.
Yeah. I
mean, that's cool.
Technically, for a while, it is 10 years.
Yeah.
And then, during a certain time, once I'm at a certain age, I'm 10 years older than her.
Yeah.
And then once she turns her next age, then it's 9 years. It's weird how it changes.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 27.
27? Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. I thought you were young. I thought you were going to say like 24, 23 or something like that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. It's the genes.
That's good.
Brown don't frown.
True. I never heard of that. Yeah, brown don't frown?
It's brown don't frown. Asian don't raisin. Black don't crack. That's all I know. But
and then I think white people need one.
Unfortunately, they look their age. There's not one for them.
White, you're white. That's it.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Shout out to all our white people out there. You know we love you. Well, let's see. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to get into the fact. I mean, like I said, you have your own podcast, Self Conchas.
I do.
When was the last time? Because I think you've been out for quite a bit some time, no?
Out not
like on break kind of a thing, yeah.
It's almost been like a year.
Yeah,
I've been on break. Yeah.
And that's
unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a lot of stuff coming on. I mean, we've been talking about doing the podcast for a minute.
Yeah.
You're always traveling. It seems like you had a lot of stuff on your plate always.
So that's very nice. But originally, so the reason I first took a break from podcasting was because I actually fell into a very depressive stage.
Okay.
I don't know if that's appropriate to say, but that's the truth. I was not in a good space mentally, physically, and emotionally. I had a lot going on in my personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And just podcasting at the time just wasn't my priority.
Yeah, and it probably wasn't healthy. It was better to focus on yourself than...
Yeah. And unfortunately, it was just kind of like one thing after the other. I also ended up getting into a car accident.
Oh, wow.
A few months after I decided to take a break from podcasting.
Do you think you can get the mic closer to you? You can bring it down too. If you think it's too high, yeah.
I got T-boned.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I ended up getting I got a concussion, serious whiplash. I ended up getting a slight bulging disc from it. So my back got fucked up.
Yeah.
And the things that sometimes would help me during my my frustration and my mental health was going to the gym. Like, I was very active. I liked going, that's where I would take it out on. But when that car accident happened, I was basically on bed rest for a solid 4 or 5 months.
So you didn't have access to that.
I couldn't do anything. So it's really, I think this is a really hard thing to state. And I am talking about this in my first episode because I'm bringing the podcast back.
Yeah. Oh, great.
But I'm addressing it there. But I guess it was really hard for me then because I'm on bed rest. I'm not able to do anything I love. I can't really do anything. Yeah, I could have recorded an episode, but I mean, I was so depressed. I was so upset. I was so down.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to be in that stage because when you have nothing to do and you're basically told you can't do anything, it's a really good time for your demons to come at you. It's just you and your thoughts.
Yeah.
And you think the worst thoughts come about, the worst demons come out. And so if you have a friend who checks out around this time frame or they're going through something, definitely check in on them. Make sure they're doing okay, because it's really hard. It's really, really hard.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, I've never... Do you want water?
Yeah.
I've never really... I mean, I think I have experienced depression. I've honestly right now, because I mean, I am laid off, so some of the stuff where you're saying you feel like, you can't do anything or something like that, I do kind of get a sense of that sometimes. But I can only imagine. I mean, I think the one thing that hit me was the fact that you said, being told you can't do anything. I feel like kind of hits that. I know there is. My sister did go through a car wreck as well too, and the thing that's crazy is she was also the same way as the fact that the gym was her
her escape. Yeah.
Yeah, from everything, and besides the fact too is something she really enjoys doing. It's that's she was fitness. You know what I'm saying? And she got through a wreck too, and that I think that kind of affected her a lot as far as but I think she's doing. I would like to say that she's doing better now, just because I usually whenever that would happen, she would actually come out to me and something ask me questions, talk to me, just to try to get herself in a better state.
That's good. That's good.
It's always good to have. Yeah, it's always good to have somebody. I mean, it doesn't have to be a family member. Sometimes it could be a great friend that you have. there's sometimes that I use friends. See, that's why it's like, I don't, it's hard for me to talk on these terms just because the thing is like, I feel like sometimes emotionally, I don't know how to identify certain emotions or like express them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I might be depressed, but I don't even know I'm depressed, but I'm depressed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but that's not your fault. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we allowed to swear on this podcast? Are we allowed to like go out a little bit further?
Oh, there's more than just swear
Okay.
around here.
I mean, I'm not gonna swear, but the reason I was asking was because I don't think it's anybody, especially for the Latino community, BIPOC community. I don't think it's your guys' fault if you don't recognize your emotions or recognize when you're in a depressive stage. Just because we do like we have the Latino culture that tells us like it's not real. What you're feeling is not real. You know, just pray to God and you'll be okay, or just think happy thoughts. And then we also have, and then throughout history, society has not made it something that's applicable to us. Has not made it mental health services. Has never been a resource for us. It's always been for a different demographic, you know, privileged demographic. It's not until recently, I want to say, that we're actually talking about our mental health and we're talking about the struggles that we've had and trying to recognize and come to terms with our emotions and letting us feel those emotions.
Yeah.
So I understand it. Sometimes it's a struggle because, I mean, I still struggle with sometimes how I'm feeling and what I'm processing. But I don't think it's necessarily like our fault. Like we just have never been able to express ourselves that way or talk about it. And then again, like we live in a society that these resources were not created for people like us.
Yeah.
It's only now that we're making our own seat at the table, requesting those services. I actually have a story, but I'll talk about it in my podcast a little bit more. Yeah. But I was seeing a therapist, and I had a therapist I was going to for the longest time. Unfortunately, he needed to retire, and I didn't want to keep holding him back with my shit. So I was like, it's okay, dude. Take a break. Yeah. I've done enough for your job. And then I was seeing this other lady, and I stopped seeing her because I think one thing that mental health doesn't really understand, because it's available therapy and all that, but I don't think in school when they're studying to be therapists or whatever, they need to maybe change the teaching process, because being a child of immigrant parents, being a person of color in this country, being the oldest daughter or the oldest son in an immigrant family is like different layers of struggle that we don't talk about and we don't really expand on. And there's only so much a therapist can tell you, because they're never going to really understand you. They're never going to understand what you're talking about. Like them being like, so how does that make you feel? How do you express yourself? Well, maybe you should do this. I'm like, bitch, like, you don't fucking get it. Yeah. Like I could be sitting here explaining the same thing to you 5 freaking times, but you're not gonna understand how it's different and how it's difficult. But that has to do, I think, more with like we don't have enough the way you were raised and stuff. But we don't have enough like people that look like us and have grown up like us. Yeah. In that field, and until that changes a little bit, or they change the way that they're talking to people like us, then I don't really think. I'm not saying therapy isn't for me, but I just don't think I have the right therapists in mind. I'm sure there's other people right there that fit like what I need. Yeah. I just haven't given myself the time to look through it. Yeah. But that's something I noticed that we don't really have. Like it's not. You mean as far as like Latin people? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's anyone. Like you want to have a therapist that you could relate to. Yeah. Or not even that relate to, but they could actually probably understand where you're coming from. That they've probably gone through similar kind of situations or experience, right, to be able to understand some of the stuff that you're throwing at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because this is gonna sound. I'm not trying to be like mean to any demographic, any ethnicity out there, but I think for the longest time, mental health resources have been tailored towards white people, because those are the only people that were allowed to have those resources or knew about those resources. It isn't until recently that we had people of color actually requesting those services or going to school to do those services. But the education that they have for therapy isn't updated. Like it's only been tailored for people in that demographic, and the way they've grown up is definitely different than a lot of BIPOC.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going on that. But besides the point, that was a little off ways. Are you okay?
It's I'm trying to. My bad. Sorry. It's because the thing is that sometimes my daughter wakes up and I don't know if she's the one upstairs or not,
Oh.
or if it's my dog making noise. So I'm kind of scared if someone just broke in.
Oh.
But no. I understand that. I mean, I get what you're saying because I mean I was the oldest too. I think it's my daughter. I was the oldest too in my situation. I know there's a lot of stuff that I mean, obviously your experience, my experience may be a little different too as well,
Yeah.
but there may be similarities. But to me, it's kind of been like a thing of like, I don't do therapy. I don't have anything against it either. I think it's a great thing if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great resource. A lot of my friends do it and everything. I just haven't had the time to actually look into it and do it. And the other thing too is because I feel like I kind of do kind of like a therapy kind of a thing with myself, but through someone. Like sometimes I have, like I said, I have a friend. I have this one friend where this dude, he will just listen. Like sometimes I'm just going off, and it's weird because sometimes you just saying things, like you figure out, like you find stuff about you that, like or even talking to my girl, like I'll tell her certain things, and then I'm like, dude, like this is why you act that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like little things. Like I've always had like, I don't want to share too much, but like there's like certain like little things that I've noticed at myself the way I am. Like there's certain things I don't like certain things, and it's like triggered by like this like smallest thing that happened to me like super long ago, and I don't even think about it. Like it's not something that's in my mind all day. But the thing is that because that happened, now I act this way.
Yeah.
But I've only been able. I mean, if I had a therapist, I probably would have found these things out a lot sooner. And there's probably way more things that there's probably in me. But I do understand that. I get that. I mean, being relatable is one of the biggest and the hardest thing. And it's like, yeah, it kind of sucks because Latin culture or like even the black community as well. Like the white people is always going to be probably the first ones to get everything just because they're the majority.
Yeah.
But I mean, in a way, I guess it's not too bad. I mean, they got kind of be, little lab rats, and then until they get it right, then we get the good versions of it. I mean, maybe, who knows?
We would think, but that was a little off topic. But yeah, so I was in a depressive state. Going back to that whole point, I was in a depressive state, and then basically that's where I was at. And then it wasn't until probably this year, that I was like able to get off my depressive stage, pull out of that, and make new goals, focus on things that bring me joy and happiness. And I love traveling, I love going to concerts, so I just started lining up concerts and travel trips with friends, and things that I enjoyed doing, and that's definitely helped. I'm not the same stage I was then, and through talking to different people and friends and having a good family support, I've been able to get not necessarily back to who I was, but definitely better. And I don't think it's fair to go back to who I was before, because people change and people grow based on their experiences.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely like okay where I'm at right now. And I was telling Javi, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to start my podcast again. There's episodes that I've been editing, and I was also studying for my LSAT, which is my entrance exam for law school. And that takes a good chunk of time. But I just also had a lot going on in my personal life, and I already took the test. I definitely wanted to score higher, and I was going to retake it in November. But a lot went down, and I was like, you know what? I just don't have the time. So instead of doing that, I'm going to actually just focus on my podcast till the end of the year, release those episodes that y'all been waiting for, and get back into it and have a new routine. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. But that's my little journey back into podcasting.
Well, that's good. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that have been waiting. You got your little. Do you call your fans something like? Are they like conchitas or something?
Yeah,
like
they're
that?
conchitas. Although I saw somebody posted like a Instagram page called Conchitas Cafe or something like that, or Conchitas, and I was a little offended. I was like, "Excuse you?" Like,
Here in Utah?
yeah, I was like, I came up with that. But I probably should check if she like what's the word? She like what is it when you take ownership of a word?
Oh, like if she branded it?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah. I should check and be like, oh, it's not branded. Plaster my name on it real quick. Be like,
yeah, you should probably do that. And then you can be
suck.
like, hey.
Sorry, or maybe, ma'am, you can't do that.
Maybe y'all can work together. Who knows, you know?
You never know.
Shoot your podcast at Little Conchitas Cafe, you know? You never know. Hey, might be a blessing. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Yeah.
But anyways, we also wanted to talk about, I mean, I said I wanted to run down a little bit. It's podcasting. People don't understand. Like it is, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You know, you have to like, sometimes you have to schedule stuff up. To me, this one was a little nicer because we had been talking a couple of weeks already. And then Fossie let me know ahead of time that he was going to be gone. Fossie's out in Wyoming, you know, his girlfriend's birthday. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of doing his own thing out there. They're going hikings and stuff like that. And then I hit you up. So that one was a lot easier. But like even like for the Spanish one yesterday, we had 2 people out. So it was like we were trying to find someone to fill in. And it was just me and another co-host, and we got it done. Hopefully it's fine. It's good. But it is. I mean, from balancing like guests to like finding topics. And sometimes it's like, I mean, I had one of my guys that we used to do the podcast with, the 8, he backed out just because he felt like it was too much for his mental. Because I mean, there's like, especially but when he was around, we would get into a lot of the topics that were like going on, like as far as like, you know, political. Like there was that time where it was like very political and like, a lot of stuff was going on. Mm-hmm. We started noticing our fans didn't really care for that. They didn't want that. Just because the thing is, like, I feel like when they listen to us, they kind of want like an escape from the reality. Yeah. So we try to be humorous, but we like to keep it real too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like sometimes we do have those episodes because there's some topics we got to touch on. You know what I'm saying? Like you can escape reality, but sometimes you got to be real. Sometimes, you know?
Yeah. And that's cool that you guys like do what your, you know, what your fans want. I think my podcast is a little bit of both, you know, I think it has a good balance. But for the most part, like my podcast focuses on like touching those subjects that we don't really want to talk about, and I make us Self Conchas. Yeah. Especially in the Latino community, or in the BIPOC community, because we have listeners from all over the world. But I actually do like your guys' podcast. It is a good little escape, you know, something you can laugh with and just not have to focus on that. But then there's other podcasts that you just want to feel relatable and understood. Yeah. And that's where you guys come in. Yeah. So it just depends on your cup of tea. Yeah. And I have heard a couple. I remember you guys had Santos on. I heard that one. There's been a couple. I mean, you were one of the persons I looked at before we started. Oh, really? Yeah. Like I would see the stuff you were doing. I would see how you were handling your Instagram. The way you still handling your Instagram, even though you guys aren't. I'm honored. I feel like I've become a meme page now. No. I mean, it's always nice to see somebody pushing people's stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's always a good thing. I feel like someone like that can never, like, you know, you can't fail like that if you're doing that. I always shout out the homies. Yeah. And I've seen that you have like a little Conchas army, you know. I think they're still probably there, you know, they're just waiting. They're just waiting for those episodes to drop, and then, you know, it's good. I mean, I'm excited to come back. I have plans. You guys aren't ready. Just kidding. I'm definitely expanding a little bit more on social media. Like I said, we're having a TikTok. I have somebody that's going to be recording my videos for me because I don't know how to do that. Yeah. But I'm willing to pay. So yeah, he's going to help me. We have like a little deal going on. And editing wise, I think we're actually going to be pretty good. I think this person can also help with editing, but I get really particular about the way I want my stuff heard. Yeah. So I don't know if I'll be that generous with letting somebody control my episodes. Yeah. But yeah, I've been editing for the longest time, and it is time consuming editing. No, it is. Setting up the interviews, like you said, sometimes coming up with the topics. Yeah. Because you don't want to sound repetitive. Also, like being up to date on what's going on, just because, you know.
Because it's part of the job.
Yeah. Like it's
a job. Like people, I mean, it's fun. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, I'm getting to know you, you know, meet you and everything, and it's fun. I'm not gonna lie, we've met a lot of great people we've had on our podcast and everything. But it's a job at the end of the day. You do have to stay, and that's what kind of sucks for me a little bit about it, because I've never really been someone that's like too up to like what's going on, what's the latest buzz or whatever. But it's like I have to be part of that world if I have to do this, because also the other thing too is like if someone questions me and asks me, I kind of gotta hit them back with some stuff, or else I don't know, like you gotta kind of have to be on your toes about it.
Yeah.
Even if it's some stuff that you don't really care about, sometimes you do.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, I'm excited to put out some videos, some episodes out. Some episodes actually have a few influencers and TikTokers, and
that's great.
A few names you guys might recognize, but okay. I'm excited to drop it. It's like a good little comeback. Like, sup guys, I've been gone, but I have all these episodes
I'm back,
in the file that I have not released.
I like that. Well, talking about like trending topics and everything, I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but it seems like there was a list put out of 28 places, supposedly, allegedly, women refuse to go on for a first date. We were looking at the list a little earlier. At number 1, you have like Cheesecake Factory. You got Applebee's at 2, Chili's at 3, Chipotle at 4, Olive Garden at 5, and the movies at 6. I was looking over the list. There is a couple of places where you kind of are like, yeah, that's probably not a good place, I would say. Like, for instance, like, I don't think, and I mean, maybe you could give me your take on it too, but like, I don't think, like, looking at the list, the ones that I think that are definitely not a good spot for like a first date, I don't think the movies is a good spot. I would give them that, just because I think, if you're at the movies, you're not really, but get me on this though. Like, it's a first date. As far as a date is fine. A date is fine, but the first date, like, I feel like you're at a movie, you're not really talking to the person, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of,
yeah, you're either going to the movies to make out or because you're actually enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
But that's after you've been dating for a while.
Yeah. I would give it though, like, if it's like around spooky season, I think it's fine, just because I feel like it's very like, oh, it's a scary movie, let's watch a scary movie together, and then you can hold my hand in there, and you know what I'm saying? Like, because I have done that one. I remember that there was, and actually it wasn't even me. I was taking on a first date to a scary movie just because I don't like scary movies. And that one, I feel like maybe Denny's and IHOP is kind of.
Yeah, I want to do Denny's, or not IHOP, because those are like, I don't know.
They're like after spots, I feel like. Yeah. Or like if you're,
if it's in the morning.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm like, ew.
Yeah. I feel like a nightclub is not a good spot, too, for a first date.
A lot of these kind of come across as like you're wanting to, get it on.
Yeah.
Like number 7, Your House.
Yeah, that one's, yeah.
Or the nightclubs or the hookah bars. A bar for just drinks. Sports events, I think, could be fine.
See, that one, I feel like there's no problem with that. I don't think sports events. I have done bar, but it wasn't just for drinks though. But I have gone to a bar for a first date.
Yeah.
But it was because I don't know. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad date, but it was a bar. It's just like Green Pig, how it has a little spot on the top. I kind of like the little spot.
It just depends if the bar can be intimate or not.
And see, honestly, okay. And maybe this could have been a bad thing, is the reason why I had picked that spot too is because the thing is, like, I don't know if I was really vibing with this chick. So my thing was like, okay, let's go to the date, this weekend at a bar. If this shit doesn't go right, I'm just going to get fucked up and I'm just going to spend my time at downtown. You know what I'm saying? Like that was very looking just for my needs only. But it went well. It turned out like it went like.
You guys had a good time?
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah. So it's a hit and miss, I guess.
But we didn't work out, but it was a good time.
Yeah. I went to a bar first date too. I didn't like it because he also invited like his brother and his brother's friend or their friend. I don't know. So it was weird.
That is weird.
And I don't know. I just felt uncomfy. I just didn't like it.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. I was like, because I thought it was just going to be us,
Yeah. Was it a date?
It was supposed to be. It didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
I felt like I was like fourth wheeling. I was like,
He
why
told
don't-
you though this is a date though. He's like, hey, let's go on a date.
Yeah, he's like, I'll meet you here. Like, we'll hang out.
Yeah.
Bitch, you should have told me you were meeting your brother and your friend.
I would have brought my homies too.
I think after like the second bar or third bar, I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then I dipped.
Oh, they were like bar hopping.
Yeah. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, some of these are foul. Like Cheesecake Factory. The thing that kind of bothered me is like I read this list, and I probably like all my dates are on this list. I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like because I've done like Cheesecake Factory. I think I've done Applebee's. I've done Olive Garden for sure.
I've done bowling.
See, I haven't done that one, but I feel like that one's fine. I feel like bowling is fine.
Family functions are definitely
That's a no.
because
That is weird.
Only if you guys been in a relationship for a while.
Exactly.
This isn't the Bachelorette.
Yeah, and it's also because I feel like every time you're at a family function, regardless being a first date or not, like everybody's trying to sell you on like
your family's gonna hound you.
Yeah, or like they're trying to sell you on the like you're there and like their family's like, oh, like you guys look so cute, or like then you'll get like the little weird kid is like, are you guys dating? And it's like, you guys are a cute couple. And
Oh my
it's like,
gosh, you guys kiss?
Yeah,
Ew.
it's like a family function. No.
Yeah, nah.
The one I thought I was weird is like this buffet. Buffet would be weird and awkward. I feel like if you went to fucking like,
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Ice cream dates, that's cute. But,
Yeah.
But it should be like after. Like you're just gonna eat ice cream and that's the date. Like do something and then you can get ice cream after.
Starbucks, that's fine. I feel like coffee dates, I feel like are fine. The thing is that the audacity of this motherfucker put 17 Starbucks and then at 18 he puts coffee dates.
Well, coffee dates are different because that's like in a cafe. That's like in a shop. Starbucks, I don't know. Like I feel like both of those, like you could get a coffee and then you guys can go like a walk around the park or go like on a little hike or something. You know.
Yeah.
Church.
That
To
was
each
weird.
their own. If there's somebody that wants like a God abiding partner, then that might do your thing. But for me personally, nah.
Nah, I think that's weird.
The gym.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. Like the gym could be for somebody. I mean, if you're like
Into fitness and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I think I would want it afterwards. Like, hey, babe, you want to go to the gym with me? Just be my gym buddy.
Yeah.
I think that would be that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, I've done that before. I mean, people might think, you know, I don't hit the gym, but I used to, at some point in my life. I used to be in that bitch.
Health doesn't look like a certain way.
True. That is true.
Red Lobster. I actually like Red Lobster. And I liked Wingstop, but never again. Literally just had it like a day or two ago. We went to the one in West Valley. It's like right across from Buffalo Wild Wings. It was nasty. One of my chickens was uncooked.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
Wingstop surprises. I mean, I'm not surprisingly, but their chicken sandwiches are fire. Really slept on. I feel like. Yeah. At least the one I had here. I've had it here, and it's been good. All the times I've had it, it's good.
Buffalo Wild Wings is where I'm at because also Buffalo Wild Wings be telling me like, yo, we have this like special going on. You should get this because Wingstop did not tell me they had like 3 baskets of chickens, like wings or whatever, and then you get like a good big chunk like side.
Yeah.
And I paid $15 for like one
flavor,
one cup of 8-piece wings, and then like a side and a drink. And I could have just gotten like 3 boxes and a side. Not that I was gonna eat all of them, but I went with my friends, so I was like, oh my gosh, we could have saved like money because all we would have spent was $16.
Yeah. So, but do you think Buffalo Wild Wings is a good spot? I don't think so. I've done it, but I don't think so.
I don't want you to see the ranch and drip on my face.
Yeah, that's true. I've done Buffalo Wild Wings though, and the boy came out winning, but it was weird. It was weird. It was really weird.
It's like I think it's okay like during like game days.
Yeah.
Like when there's like because it's mostly during like football season because a lot of people are at Buffalo Wild Wings and they're watching the games on the screen. So then if it's that, I feel like that's okay.
Yeah. The only reason why, I mean, actually, this might be a great excuse. I think the only reason why I think these are all case by case. Because the only reason why I did that first day at Buffalo Wild Wings was because, first off, homegirl lived pretty far. And it wasn't a town where there was like a lot of like options. And that was the only one that was pretty close. And she's the one who brought it up anyway. Yeah. So she was like, oh, this is by where I'm at or whatever. And then I was like, fuck, I mean, I'm down if you're down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if she brought it up, then.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, look, listen, I feel like when it comes to a date, because I would do this too. Sometimes, because, and I feel like this would be me now, like, because I feel like right now, and I could be wrong, but there's a lot of people that are very materialistic. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, like, like, I'm like, I deserve to be fucking Ruth Chris or nothing. You know what I'm saying? There is. I'm not saying all women are, but there is some women like that. So sometimes, I know I would do it back then, but I feel like it would work more now. Is like sometimes you gotta test the water. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not down to go with me on a date to Applebee's, then I don't think I want to take you on a date to like Ruth Chris. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be with me even at my worst. And you could be at my best. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So sometimes I would do that. Like I would like, even sometimes I would joke. I'd be like, oh, let's go to, like for instance, like Applebee's. And then if they would say yes and everything, I'll see what their reaction was to that. And then I'll be like, nah, I'm just kidding. We'll end up going to like, some nice, just because there's some girls like, it's hard for dudes out here sometimes. So sometimes there's some girls out here that they just want a free meal and that's it.
I mean, I think first dates should be paid by the dude.
Yeah, no, I don't have no problem. I agree with that.
Afterwards, I don't know. It just depends on the couple. Like, like one day he's got it, one day I got it, But also, like, it has to be around the same price,
Yeah.
Because then if we're both going to a fancy restaurant, then I would be like, I kind of want to split. But also at the same time, I don't want to split. Yeah. Just take care of the bill, and I'll take care of the gas bill or something. I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like that depends on the couple. But
it's because I know there's some girls out there. I mean, I have a lot of friends, and they've told me too. Like they're like I've heard them like
yeah.
Or like they'll suggest to their friends like I don't know if I should go on a date with this guy. I'm not feeling him or anything. And they're like, bitch, just go. That's a free meal. And then it's like, damn, like that's fucked up.
But
it happens. You can't say it doesn't happen. It's not everybody does that, but that is a thing.
If we're saying that she said it's a free meal, but she doesn't feel that into him, then that is messed up because then she's just kind of stringing him along.
Yeah. However, but it does happen.
However, if, I don't know, a win is a win for either or. We'll see. I don't know.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're being biased. You're like thinking, I was like, yeah, I've probably done it. Have you?
I haven't done that.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
That. If I go on I'm not wasting my time.
I like that. Yeah.
Like I'm intentional. Like if I'm agreeing to go out with you, it's because
you cut a vibe.
I don't know. Like I'm just seeing if it's there, yeah, I might be physically attracted to you. It doesn't mean I'm like, I like you, So I think that's how I take first dates, just to see like if we connect or not.
Yeah. I feel like as a guy too, though, like you have to know, like, I mean, it's like, okay, you know how like there's like scams like on Facebook, like somebody's trying to sell you something, but it's fake and it's a scam. Mm-hmm. There's people that will fall for the scam. And there's some people that you kind of know and it's like, all right, you can read the scam. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes some of these girls that are like, they're just looking for, it's not easy, but there's a couple of things you can do to find out if this person's really interested in you versus like, oh, they just want a free meal. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not, I can't say body language because you're not, when you're like doing these first dates, most of the time it's just texting and stuff like that. But like even little things like that, like I would read that, like how are our texts going? Like, is she into the text stuff? Is she remembering stuff that I said? Is she like, you know what I'm saying? Like if she's just like answering everything so blandly and like it's not even going anywhere, and then you think maybe if we go on a date it's gonna go better, I don't think that. That's a risk, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like things should be already like kind of going. You get what I'm saying? I feel like you can read. If someone's being fake, I think you can read it.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I used to say you can't really understand somebody through text messages, but that's kind of a lie because you kind of can. But
you're right too, though, because the thing is, like, I'm not gonna lie, like the new era, like people that have just been with, it's crazy because I feel like I kind of express the way I talk through text, and I feel like the newer generation doesn't. Like it's just letters together.
Gen Z.
Yeah, but see, it's because that's the other thing with me. I'm a phone caller. Like I'll call on the phone.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because because I do joke a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't get that on a text. So sometimes I do need to like call you or like FaceTime so you can kind of see. So then you can kind of hear me through the text.
I think at the same time, what we forget to remember is that a lot of people date through dating apps. And it can be a little scary. I was saying that dating, we rely on dating apps nowadays to, meet someone, but also like there's been plenty of news articles, and I used to work at the DA's office, so I have my own horror stories, but you never know who you're meeting.
Yeah.
So I think that's why sometimes you're saying like, oh, the messages are kind of bland or whatever. I think sometimes it's also just safety and precaution. Yeah. You don't want to give too much. You also don't want to seem too interested because, again, you don't know who's on the other side. And if you look too interested, it can also mean that you have your guard down.
Never thought about that.
Yeah. So.
But if you're already scared of me, then.
But I mean.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's real. It happens.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah. But this is also what sucks is like I feel like sometimes there's some dude that's being legit and everything, and that's the dude you think he's like, You're
just scared.
And then the dude that ends up, doing something that's not funny or anything, but he ends up,
Yeah, it just really depends. And I think that's why I'm kind of confused by that list because a lot of those are public settings. And obviously when you meet someone, you want a public setting because you don't know which way it's going to go. And whoever you're meeting, you want to know if it's legit.
Yeah. So. And that's why I feel like I thought about that because it said like one of the things said like long distance or long destination ones. I think if I was a chick and we were going somewhere and it's like a far destination, I would be freaked. Like what you're saying right now would be going through my mind. Like
this,
why are we going so far?
He's going to fucking kill me.
Yeah, he's gonna dump me off a cliff.
I'm about to get murdered.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, yeah, that's something that girls have to consider, I mean, I've never thought about that, and it makes sense.
Yeah. Or like,
see, that's a phone call. That's why it's like, I like how the new age is. I mean, I don't mind texting. Like, texting is a lot easier than calling. But at the same time, too, but see, that it sucks because there's a lot of girls that don't. Well, although maybe you can let me know this. I feel like a lot of girls say that they hate talking on the phone. Like, it's something that they hate. But I feel like it's just something that they all say. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's something that they low-key like.
I cannot speak for all girls. But
in your situation.
But I call.
Yeah.
I prefer call over text.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Because I just want, I want an answer right here, right now. I don't want to wait for you to figure it out.
And I feel like it's so much easier now. Like, I mean, you just literally could just have your AirPods in and just talking to somebody. And you can still be doing whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've always like I said again, sometimes, it's like I said, it just depends who you're talking to because there's been people sometimes that I do hate when people lag it when it comes to a text. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. I hate it. So then I would try to find a different, I'd be like, okay, you know what? Maybe we won't talk as much on a text, but like maybe at the end of the day, I'll give you a call and then we can like kind of like talk about how your day went and everything.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want to share that?
I mean, it just depends. There are people I think that don't like to talk on the phone, and maybe it's just they don't like the sound of their voice. I don't know. I just know for me, preferably, I prefer phone over text.
Yeah, and see at that point, that's another thing too. Is like if you're someone already that doesn't like phone calls, and you don't like that, then the chances of like a first date happening is not even gonna happen because it's already like we're already starting on a path where it's like we probably aren't meant for each other, and that's okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If there's things you like and they're not there, then already at the beginning, then don't try to force it. I would say.
The other thing for me is I don't like giving my personal number out.
Yeah.
So for when I'm dating, it's definitely through like text messages and stuff. And until I'm comfortable, then I give out my personal number.
What do you mean? Oh, like you're like Snapchatting or like Instagram?
Yeah, like Snapchat, Instagram. But I'm not gonna give them my personal number.
Yeah.
It's a lot of crazy people. I think the DA's office just made me paranoid, and then I just be listening to a lot of murder podcasts, and I'm just paranoid.
It's probably not a good thing. But it could be a good thing, too, because then you'd be on your toes. But I have met people sometimes that, like, what was it? There was, like, I'm trying to think who it was. There was this, yeah. Okay, it was an ex-coworker. And this girl, okay, this is the craziest thing. So this ex-coworker, right? Homegirl is like into the whole like murder and everything, and like every little situation, like we would be talking and like we're just like, let's say we went out to eat somewhere and she's like looking behind the back. Why are these people following us? They're following us. And then she's like, you got to watch out everywhere you're going because someone can kidnap you at any moment and it can happen. Like, you never know. It could happen. Same chick that like, everywhere, like, she's just like super, like, she just thinks like
paranoid.
Yeah, super paranoid. Same girl. Mm-hmm. She goes to Portland, Oregon on a hike. She goes to Portland, Oregon, meets some people that she doesn't even, strangers, and they asked them to go on a hike with. And she ended up going with these people randomly. And then Loki almost got abducted. Like, I don't know the full story on it, but like her and her sister had to run away. And they had lost their phones because like people had taken their phones away from them and everything. And they were like, I mean, it's nothing funny or anything, but it's just like, to me, it's crazy. Sometimes people are too precautious, but then when the moment actually happens, sometimes they're not.
Yeah. And it's weird, because like you said, like sometimes they could be really trusting.
Yeah.
For me, for all my first dates, if I'm meeting somebody, I share my location with my friends.
Yeah. I think that's a clean one.
Just so they stay, aware of where
I'm
I'm
at. If you don't hear anything from me right now,
yeah,
let me know.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, I just got here. I've actually met up with guys who do the same thing. They're like,
they send the location.
Yeah. I'm like, let me just text my friends. I'm okay.
My boys got my location just because it's like I'll get drunk and I'll get lost somewhere.
Oh, really?
So they gotta know. They gotta know where the fuck I'm sleeping, what sidewalk I'm sleeping on.
Oh. But yeah, I've had guys be like, okay, me too. And I was like, were you that?
Yeah, I feel like that's. I've never heard the boys be like, hey. I've only done that when like if I'm gonna go buy something off of KSL, and I think the person's kind of weird, then I'll be like, hey, bro, like if you don't hear from me, if I don't text back, after an hour, if I haven't texted you, send the cops, call the police, call my PO.
Yeah, you never know, but I share my location, and I have my other ways of making sure I'm safe. I have my own little
gun,
pepper spray.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I do think.
You stay strapped?
Pepper spray. What did you say?
I said, do you stay strapped? Like with the gun?
Well, if I could get a concealed weapons permit, I would.
You don't need that here.
You don't?
No, in Utah. I think
it's open carry here.
No, last year they said you don't need to go through a class to get concealed.
I don't know. See, I would just feel safe for me personally to do that.
Oh yeah, personally, yeah, go ahead.
Just because, like,
I'd feel safer too if you went through the training.
I'm not gonna go out and just take a gun and pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think depends where you live. And then obviously you gotta keep that thing locked and secured. Make sure nobody got access to it.
Yeah.
A gun is a weapon regardless. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think when I was in college up at the U, I don't remember the specific time frame, but it was like around a time where there was like a lot of like not gang rapes, like a lot of alleged rapes going on, and kids were getting murdered left and right. My parents were scared because I had classes that ended super late, and so my dad was the one's like, you need to get a gun. It's like, I don't want to know if something happens to you. Yeah. So I think it just depends on the situation. I do like, I'm not like saying I'm pro gun, but I do think like there should be restrictions and regulations.
It's just like everything in this world has a good and a bad.
Yeah.
People manipulate things.
Yeah.
Humans are the ones that are bad.
Yeah, but also politics and
they're humans.
The people that are there taking care of us that don't do their job and are only out there for themselves.
Humans are bad.
Assholes.
We all are, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
No one's perfect.
Ted Cruz, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, you stinky bastard. Nah, just kidding. He probably smells good, but he is a bastard. Anyways, but let we've been talking about these things and everything. Have you had any experiences though as a first date? You're like, you know what, this was good. Like this is something that men should take note and apply this to like a first date. You ever had anything like that? Because we asked a couple people, and if you want, I can go over the answers that we got from people.
So based on that list, I've never gone to a first date like a restaurant. That has never been my experience. Yeah. I did go to a Cafe Rio one time. Yeah. And I didn't like it. So after that, my first dates were never like I would tell the guys, I was like, I don't want to go eat somewhere. Like, let's go do something.
So it's an activity. You like activity-based things, like bowling, hiking.
So I've done bowling.
Hiking, though, you do hiking? Don't you think that's kind of like murder type?
I mean, I'm sharing my location, and it's like a route. Like like the hike that I suggest is a hike that I know.
Oh, okay. So you're the one taking charge in where we're going.
Like I'm like I'll be like, what about a hike? And he'll be like, yeah, sure. And then I'll be like, he'll suggest, but I was like, no, I feel more comfortable to go here.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna tell you where we're going just for my safety. And it's usually like a very short hike, something. You know, and I'll probably suggest to bring my dog.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
Just in case he's not the best like aggressive dog either. So.
But he'll bite.
No,
if he has to.
He's too cute. He's too sweet. Yeah. But I'm like, my boy's gonna be running out around. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck? Who's this dog's owner?"
I feel you. Yeah.
You know, but just kidding. But you know, you never know.
No, I get that. Yeah.
But I want to. I've gone to an aquarium as a first date.
Okay.
That was really cute. We went on a bowling has always been a fun date for me. I've actually always enjoyed the bowling dates. And we went to.
I suck at bowling. That's why I would never do that because I suck at it.
I mean, if I'm doing something, but it's fun.
If we're doing something, I gotta win. So we can only do things that I'm gonna win at. Yeah.
I've gone to haunted houses as first dates. That's been fun. But yeah, more activity based.
That's smart. Yeah, that's pretty fun.
But definitely, like if you're doing hikes. But like to be fair, I've done hikes like the second or third date. It hasn't been like my first date.
Yeah, because I'm saying like hike can be scary for the first date.
Yeah, and it's usually like in the day.
I mean, still though, happens when you least expect it. I would assume. I've never been murdered, so
you never know.
And I don't listen to murder podcasts, so I don't know if it technically happened during the day or night.
Yeah, you never know. But again, I suggest hikes that I know, and usually hikes that are have a lot of people on there. You know. But anyways, that's a different thing. But we're talking about you were gonna bring something up.
Oh yeah, like I said, like what are like I kind of asked on Instagram, you know, what are red flags that you guys have seen and green flags like on first dates. We had a couple of people. I mean, people have said like, you know, opening the door, which I feel like that one's a big fader. I don't do that. I refuse to open somebody's door. Just because, I mean, hey, you got your own hands, equal rights, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, open that door yourself. You independent woman. I'm proud of you opening that door.
Rude.
But it has been requested. Like, someone forced me once to open a door. And that was the last time.
Would you open it for your daughter?
Oh, yeah. I open my daughter's door. She can't open it, so I have to do it. But, yeah. But that's my daughter, though. You know what I'm saying? That's a big difference.
Different standards.
That's a different standard. There's a lot I would do for my daughter versus a lot of these first dates. Let's see. Some girl said red flag, talking about their ex-wife.
Or ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why you would even think about that.
If they do, it's because they're not over them.
Yeah.
And you should probably bounce out of that first date.
The green flag, intellectual. Obviously, I'm not. Easy flowing conversations. Red flag, on their phone the entire date. Yeah, that's a...
Yeah, for both.
Yeah, both. Yeah. That is, that is pretty fucked up. I would find that very disrespectful.
Yeah, because I'm like, why are you wasting? Like, why am I here then?
Yeah, even if you're someone that's always on, because I'm always on my phone because of like, you know, like have to handle our Instagram or I gotta be looking for stuff. But even then, like I feel like if I'm doing something, like if I'm on a date, I try not, like I'll even not even have my phone out.
I'll mute my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and usually my friends are where, you know, or I mean, it's none of any. I mean, you know, you're there to give them your time.
Yeah. Like even here, I feel like I have taken my phone out low key, and you're like, damn, this guy.
That's not what I was thinking. Like, I know he's pulling the answers from that phone.
It's like he's on his phone right now. I'm trying to talk to him. He keeps
checking his watch though, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, it's because it keeps telling my heart rate. I gotta keep an eye on my heart. Nah, I'm just kidding. So it says red flag. Homegirl said not tipping well, especially when the service is great. That is a big one. Yeah, that is. Yeah, tipping is. I have so much fear when it comes to tipping. And if you were someone that just didn't tip, I would just feel like you're a horrible human being.
A red flag for me too is like if they're shit talking somebody else's job.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
demeaning them kind of in a way.
Yeah, like if we're eating and they're like, oh my gosh, could you imagine being a waiter? I'm like, that's fucked up, bro. Like, respect the hustle. Yeah. We don't know what their story is. Like,
everybody starts somewhere.
They probably really enjoy it.
You don't even know. Maybe he's the owner of the restaurant, and the dude that is washing dishes is not there, and he's filling in.
Yeah. So I don't. That's a red flag for me. I don't like people shit talking about.
Yeah. See, that's the okay. So that version of that is like me, like when a girl not trying to go to a like a dookie ass restaurant. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's the dude version of that. I feel like. You get me?
It depends what dookie restaurant is, though. Like Olive Garden, I do the Olive Garden. Yeah. Like it depends. It depends.
You think? Listen though, but if you really vibe with someone and this dude's super dope,
if it's tacos, I'm so down.
Yeah. What if this dude's like super, like he makes you laugh and he's just like been nothing. He's just been on your mind because this guy's like, and you really thought you low key, you know what? This guy might be it. And he tells you, hey, you down to go to Mickey D's?
I'd go.
See, there you go. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all case by case, you know? Yeah. But there's some girls, because that's what I'm saying. Like, are you literally going to get in the way of possibly meeting the love of your life, depending on where you're going?
Oh my gosh. Also, but fast food be expensive these days. So
true. Mickey D's ain't $1. There ain't no such thing as $1 menu no more. Mm-mm. That shit gone. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shout out to whoever did that. But red flag, she drives a C-Class Benz. I don't know about that one. I feel like low-key if a girl drives a Benz, I'm out. Just kidding.
A car is a car. In this economy, you can't be a picky.
True. That's facts. This guy said if a girl smokes cigarettes.
To each their own. I mean, I personally don't like cigs, and I don't really prefer cigs. Yeah. Know?
That to me would be a flag just because. I mean, if you do like if it's like a like here or there, you smoke a cigarette, it's fine. Mm-hmm. But if it's like we're like in mid-date and then you're like, give me a sec, I need to smoke a cigarette, then I'm like, yeah.
Because then the cigarette is more important. Also, though, I think with that, do you guys talk about weed? Yeah. Okay.
We talk about everything.
I'm like,
we say pretty. Have you not seen our our clips? We low-key, I got flagged the last one. I had to bring it down. That's how it is.
Dang. If they smoke weed, I don't mind. Like, that's fine. But if they're abusing it, then I have an issue.
What do you mean abusing it?
And it's mostly when they're, like, in a bad mental state. Like, they're just, like, heavily smoking weed all the time. Okay.
I mean, abusing it. I mean, listen, I don't problem if someone, like, smokes a lot. I think my problem is, like, if you let the weed take over your life kind of a thing. Yeah. That's where it's, like, that's what you mean by that?
Yeah, because, like, I had a friend who
like if your life is straight and everything and you smoke a lot, go ahead.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if you're relying on it all the damn time,
like, oh, I get what you're saying. Like, basically, like anything that you do, like you can't do if you don't smoke weed first. Yeah. So like you had to smoke weed before you came to this date. We're gonna go to the movies. You're gonna smoke weed before you go.
If it's more important than you than like following like the rules of like say a tenant, say like if you're staying with someone and they ask you like, hey, like you cool to stay here but don't like smoke, like you can smoke outside but just don't do it here, and you're too fucking desperate that you can't follow those simple rules. Yeah. And you're doing it like consistently, I think that's a problem. Yeah. Because I think that's abusing it. Yeah. Because I don't think weed is like a bad thing. I think it's for fun and it's, has rhetorical use. You're using it in a safe, fun way. But then you're just like it. And I never thought weed was an addiction, but then you're just heavily relying on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people just have addictive personalities, I feel like. And it can be an addiction. This guy said me being married. Yeah, you definitely should not be going on first dates, buddy. This guy said if she drives a Nissan Altima, don't trust her. That guy's hurt. I don't know who hurt that guy, but
that was very specific.
Yeah, prayers for that man. This one she says I was on a date with this guy and I asked him what he did last night, and he said he was just playing with his new clubs, and I was like, oh, golf clubs, and he was like, no, juggling clubs for a light up that light up for raves. I thought he was just messing around, but he was being dead serious. Maybe this isn't a red flag. I'm just being an asshole, but I couldn't take him seriously after that because he was such a wook. Is that how you say it? W-O-O-K?
Wook?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never heard that term.
Yeah, and that one's another one to each their own. I honestly, Loki, if someone told me the same thing, I probably wouldn't take them serious. I'd be like,
I think
all
you're
right.
kind of an asshole.
Yeah, no, I would.
It'd probably look fucking cool at the rave.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If you told me
But
that,
what did he say? He needed to clean his gloves.
yeah, he said that he was because she had asked him what he was doing. He said he was playing with his clubs all night.
Oh, was he at a rave?
No, he was just practicing. So when they would go to a rave.
Oh, see, I don't know, man. I don't think that's like a hater situation because I have a friend who like hula hoops and she does that at raves.
Yeah.
So she just be hula hooping.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's like it's not something I won't take seriously because that's something that brings them joy. It's actually a really. If you guys have not gone to a rave, highly encourage it.
I don't
it's
like raves.
Really fun.
But like again, to each their own. Yeah, to each their own. That's why I said this. What she said is relatable to me because if I was talking to some chick and she was like,
but they're being honest.
I know they are, and it's like that's what they're in, and that's why like that's why first dates are great, and that's why these things need to come out. Because again, if that's what you like, and I find that funny, then we're not meant to. We don't work. You know what I'm saying? Because what you wouldn't want to be with somebody that thinks that what you like and enjoy to do in life
is weird, and
someone finds it funny. Someone
true
knows that I put a podcast out and is like, this dude's a clown. Why the fuck does he have a podcast? I like doing a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like to each their own. I think we live in a world where it's like, you know what? Everybody is right to their own opinion, and it's fine. It's cool. Like we all are okay with everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna find it funny that you juggle raves, but can we still be cool as friends? Yes. As long as you are okay with the fact that I think it's funny. There's going to be things that you think that I do are funny, and it's fine. It's normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody does their own thing. You can
still probably date if, regardless.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe you find that funny cute.
True.
You know?
True.
I just find it like, in my head, I was like, I think it's funny, and I'm thinking like, Dan G, like, you really spent all last night juggling some fucking shit.
I don't think
to one rave you're going to go this week.
Last night, but that's a long time. But I'm pretty sure it'll probably look cool.
Yeah, it probably does. Hey, and shout out to you, homie, you know what I'm saying, out there juggling them pins, you know. If you send us a video, you know. Yeah. If you know who that was, or if you feel like you know that this person was talking about you, send us those, please. This guy said,
oh, you know what's another red flag? And it brought up something because
it triggered a PTSD or what?
Kinda. Don't tell somebody if you stalk their profile. That's a red flag.
That's weird.
Because I had a guy tell me that, like, we were supposed to hang out, and I guess he found my IG page, and then on my IG page I have my podcast tagged, right?
Yeah.
So then, like, we were having a conversation, and then he was like, "Oh my gosh, you have a podcast?" And I was like, "Why the fuck are you bringing that up?"
Oh, wait. So he tried to act. Wait, hold on.
Like, he was acting like really coy. Like, he brought it out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't related to the conversation we were having.
But he didn't tell you he stalked it. You just knew because he brought that
because
up.
I hadn't posted it on any of my profiles.
Yeah.
And I was, except for my IG page, but at the same time, I didn't give my IG page. He found my IG page.
Yeah.
And then stalked me.
Well, listen. This goes back to your thing of, like, knowing somebody fully. Because sometimes you don't know if the person you're talking to is a fake. As a man, I mean, as a girl too, there's catfishing. Okay? So if I'm talking to you, I'm going to go look through all your profile. I'm going to look through your Facebook. I'm going to look through your Instagram. And if I, by some chance, looking through all those things, find and see that you have a podcast, I'm going to look and listen to your podcast. And then when we're on the date, I'm going to bring it up. But why? Because I was trying to make sure, one, that I'm not being catfished.
Uh-huh.
Two, because I'm interested and I want to see what you're about. And I want to see, you know, what if I go look, what if I'm trying to see if you're juggling fucking clubs on Instagram because I'm trying to eliminate that. So if I see clubs on your Instagram, then we ain't doing it. Maybe I'm just searching to see if you're playing with clubs.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't think, like, you can bring it up later.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it.
Yeah, but if you're doing it abruptly, that's kind of, like, scary to me because I'm like, oh, my God. You're, like,
the fact of knowing that someone stalked you, is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's, like, changes the mood.
Yeah, but it also probably changes the mood because you're in the whole, like, murder podcast thing.
No. I mean, I try not to let it get to me until, like...
Because stalking, to me, makes me think of, like, murder or abduction.
No, for me, it's just, like, I don't need... Like, it's It's not me being biased. Like, I stalk people's profiles too before I go on a date, but I'm not gonna tell you I did that. You know, I'm just trying to get an idea.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So he told you he stalked you, or you just knew he stalked you because he brought up the podcasting?
He brought up the podcasting, which means he had looked at my profile.
Yeah.
And then he brought up other things on my IG page. And
okay, that's weird. Yeah, like if he's just going off on a lot of stuff that it makes it pretty obvious, and that's weird.
Yeah, and I'm like that. I don't know. It just set me off. But like, don't tell people you're stalking their page. Like, we all know everybody does it.
Yeah.
But don't tell the person you did it.
Yeah, I usually tell them after like the third day or something.
Yeah, after you guys are comfortable.
Be like, you know, I was stalking your shit, and then I'll point out like embarrassing things that I found in that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't do it abruptly like that.
That was kind of weird. Poor guy. Hope he's doing good. This guy said, didn't know how to use chopsticks. Months later, I found out she was completely helpless and worthless.
That's harsh.
That's harsh. Someone broke his heart too. Some of these guys, you could tell there's been some pain. Red flag. Her dad showing me his guns. Yeah, that's scary. Actually,
her dad showing him his guns.
Yeah,
he was sending a message.
Yeah.
Red flag.
I might do some shit like that. Low-key.
Red flag.
Run.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Run. Block them. Move states. But we can go on this. So back on this. So I have this person saying, red flag. The woman showed up to the first, and I'm barely reading these. I haven't filtered these or anything. So some of these sound lame or, but this one says the woman showed up to the first date with glitter in her makeup. Respectfully said, there's no way I can date someone that wears glitter. Wow. She says, why? I responded, my wife is going to find out. This guy. Funny guy. Get it?
Yeah.
This guy was just throwing a joke. That was pretty funny. Homeboy said, Shawty brought her kid. I ain't judging, but on the first date, that's kind of crazy, bro.
Maybe she's just checking to see, like, if you vibe with her kid or not. But at the same time, like, I wouldn't bring my kid on first date just because, like, I don't know who the fuck I'm meeting. Yeah. Like, I want to keep my kid safe, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's your kid. Do whatever you want. I just can't, because I remember there was somebody that I was talking to, and they had kids, and I respectfully told them, I was like, hey, look, listen, like, I'm trying to see if I can vibe with you first. You know, if we're cool and everything, then maybe we can see about your kids. But like, right now, I'm not trying to see the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It is out of respect, because the thing is, like, this is how I see it. Like, I don't want to be in a kid's life, because the kids see everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids see everything. And the last thing that I want to do is, like, okay, me be another guy that shows up to date you, and then it doesn't work out, and then the kid think that it's because of them. Because I feel like that's where that triggers. Like, I know a lot of friends that, you know, that their parents have been single, and I've seen experience where they think that their mom cannot be with somebody because of them. Yeah. And I don't want to be the person that causes that trauma to the kid just because, you know, I don't think it's fair to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Respect. And then you too that's dating somebody, respect the kids too, you know. Don't be an asshole. Like, don't just be showing around and jacking the kids' fruit snacks and stuff and doing all the savage shit. Because there's guys out there that just don't care. Yeah. But we can wrap it up. I think we kind of covered it. Yeah. I don't think I have any green flags or red flags. There was. It's back to that flexing thing. There was one time I remember I went on a date, and this girl she kept talking about her family name, and just how her family is like these people in the country they're from. And she just kept going at that, and I just was like, yeah, I can't. I can't. I don't like people that flex.
I think a red flag is if they're always talking about their job, like always talking about their job. Yeah. Because I'm like, bro, I get it. You work, you're getting your money, cool. Yeah. But can we talk about you? Yeah. Can we talk about what you like, what you don't like? How was your day besides work? What are you looking forward to? What goals do you have? What are your ambitions? Yeah. You know, like, I don't need to know that the office sucked. I don't need to know about a project you were doing. Like sometimes every now and then it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey babe, like I'm working on a really big project, because I have sometimes one of those things because it's affecting your day. It's affecting your mood.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm stressed because I have this big thing I have to do at work. It's fine. Like that's fine. But if you're talking about it all the damn time,
don't let it be you. Don't let
it be your only personality.
Yeah. Don't let your job be your personality.
Yeah. I think that's a red flag. But a green flag is smelling good.
Oh yeah.
I take that as a big green flag. Smelling good and having good hygiene.
Yep.
Because I've had
really
dates where their breath's not good.
Or they smell like BO. You ever had a good dude come in and smell like BO?
Yeah. It's nasty.
Sucks. I'm sorry.
We just look at it like,
shout out to that guy. I mean, not a shout out, but hopefully he's doing better. Hopefully someone. Do you let them know? No. Because I feel like we need to. I feel like we need to normalize that. Because I feel like there's some guys out here that probably stink, and they don't know they stink.
I told my siblings when they smell though, but that's different because those are my
I think
siblings.
all siblings do that.
Yeah, but
my siblings do that to me, and sometimes I don't even.
Yeah.
I have a built trauma where I think I stink and I don't stink, but it's because of those guys.
Yeah.
It's like a built trauma. You're like, oh yeah, no, gee, you stink.
When I was in my, I've never really been in a relationship. I've only dated.
Yeah.
I've been like in a committed relationship, but the guys that I've dated, like I would tell them like, hey, like, you smell a little bad.
You smell rancid, chief.
Yeah, you should take a little shower or put some deodorant on. Air those motherfuckers out. It's just smelly.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, a green flag is smelling good and having good hygiene.
What about a nice fade? Do you think a nice fade goes anywhere?
I don't know if that, I mean, it's nice. It's not a red or green flag. It's just preference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the boys usually get haircuts for themselves. They swear it's for girls, but it's for themselves.
No, it's for
It's
them.
nice though. It's nice. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice. It's nice getting a fade.
Yeah.
It feels good. When you get a haircut, you feel nice.
Yeah, it's good to feel fresh, to feel nice about yourself.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I think what else is another green flag? I would say the relationship they have with their family.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's either going to be a green flag or a red flag.
Something that I always thought to myself, and I do believe it's true, is like, when it comes to like a guy, like the way he treats his mom is the way he treats all women.
Yeah.
And I know there's some dudes out there that do not treat their moms correctly.
Yeah.
It's
or their sisters.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
Mm-hmm. But also it's a little bit of a red flag. If he's a mama's boy though, red flag.
I'm a mama's boy, low-key.
Red flag.
Well, I think my brother kind of took my spot, but I think I low-key still am slightly a mama's boy.
Yeah, if you're putting your mom over your partner, though,
that's tough.
It depends too.
That's tough because I low-key I might.
And I think that's bad, but it also depends on the circumstance, you know.
Yeah. What about your daughter over your partner?
100%. I would put my kid over my partner, but I don't have no kids, so we chilling.
So what's up? Slide in the DMs.
No,
but don't stalk the profile because she don't like it.
No, I'm good. I'm not.
You're not currently looking for that.
No, like I was telling you, like I'm barely like in a phase where I feel good mentally, emotionally, and physically, and I'm starting to go back into things that I like to do,
and right now you're not ready for some dude to just come through and just fuck everything up.
No, it's not like that, you know, because you can grow with somebody with you, and date them, and I think that's great. I just don't have energy right now to invest into that
to somebody else.
Yeah. And I don't think it's fair to me.
That's smart. To them. That's smart of you. Not a lot of people think like that.
Yeah. So it's not because I don't want to. It's just I don't like. I'm still.
You're not ready for it yet.
I'm in my healing era.
Yeah.
But I can, like, if it happens, it happens. You know, that's life.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. But ideally, like, I want to be there 100% for somebody. I don't want to just give them part of myself because that's not fair to me or them.
Yeah.
And that's not really a relationship, I think. So for right now, I'm okay. Also,
so don't slide in the DMs,
It's
please.
like, it is cuffing season.
So nobody slide in the DMs,
but I'm
please.
not ready for that shit.
Yeah. Nobody, don't shoot your shots. Here at the 8, we don't shoot shots, boys.
But you guys have fun out there.
True.
shoot your shot somewhere else.
There's plenty of women out there.
Yes. Plenty of women, guys, them.
And if they drive Altimas or Mercedes Benz C classes, don't judge them.
That might be the only car they can afford right now.
Yeah. Or maybe they got it gifted to them.
Look, the economy is really, really rough right now. It's hard. You see those gas prices? There's probably a reason why she's driving that car.
True. Especially the Altima. No, but Loki, have you seen Nissan Altima? People are a different breed. Do you drive a Nissan Altima?
No, I drive a Subaru Legacy.
See, that's a dependable car. Subarus, great cars.
People always say like Subarus are lesbian cars.
You know that that is. I drive a Subaru, but
I mean, we're also in Utah.
It is funny too. No, it is funny though, because I'm not gonna lie. Every time I pull up and it's like someone else has a car like mine, most of the time it's a lesbian chick hitting a vape.
Yeah, but the other thing is like a lot of people have the Subarus just because we do live in Utah. They're good, reliable cars here.
The all-wheel drive.
The downfall is that if something happens to your car, you're gonna have to wait a little while for you to get the parts for it because everybody's out here requesting the same parts.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a good spot to end the episode.
We just ended on Subarus being lesbian cars.
Yeah. If you're a lesbian, you drive a Subaru. Shout out to you. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in, staying this long with us in this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out Steph's podcast too. Check out her profile. Don't slide in the DMs. I made like profile like Self Conchas,
It's okay. My personal profile is private, so
yeah. But you guys can go ahead and follow Self Conchas. Let them know what's up.
Yep.
And then if you're from the Self Conchas out here and you're out here, then hit us with the follow too. You know what I'm saying?
Aww.
Show us some love. Yeah, follow for follow. Well, peace out, guys. See you on the next one.
Bye.